There's no magic spell. There's no solution that is going to come, say, from the Supreme Court.
Translation. We've tried in every banana republic kind of way to remove our opponent from running other than but we've been unsuccessful.
The Supreme Court did the favor of reminding us all of that today when they ruled that Trump will stay on the ballot all over the country.
In other words, the Supreme Court has done its job interpreting the Constitution and the law and has made a decision unanimously, but we don't like it, so we are going to delegitimize the decision and the court.
They gave us that reminder today after last week. They made sure we knew it in the first place when they somewhat inexplicably took action to delay all the Trump criminal trials except the one they couldn't stop until after the election.
Inexplicably means that they decided to take on the case rather than affirm the appellate court's decision. Now, this did create several months of delay, even though this is a relatively speedy timeline for the Supreme Court. This is the first time that the Supreme Court has ever weighed in on whether a president can be immune from prosecution for his official actions while in office. So this is a very important question because it's going to set a landmark precedent.
There's no magic wand coming to stop this thing. There's no, magic beans that you can grow here that make some beanstalk take us away from all of this.
Our bag of underhanded tricks is completely depleted.
There's only one way out of this. Pick one.
There's only one thing left. Democracy. You know that thing we've been screaming about this whole time? We tried our best to subvert it, but we failed. So the only thing left is for you to engage in the democratic process and actually elect and choose your next president.
The Democratic Party has picked its nominee. Yes, it's an old guy who is doing practical, normal, and popular things as president and who has a lot to show for it.
So what are some of these practical, normal, and popular things that he's doing? Let's see. Allowing kids to mutilate themselves, allowing millions upon millions of migrants, unvetted, unchecked, we don't know who they are, to run across the border on the taxpayer's dime, flying them all over the country, putting them up in luxury hotels, and giving them unlimited spending accounts. Oh, and leading the way to World War III. Popular.
Particularly in terms of how well things are going economically since he has been at the helm.
Things are going so well economically while he's at the helm. We've got double-digit inflation. People can't afford to buy a house. Everybody's paycheck to paycheck. Credit card bills are up. Savings are down. Nobody can even put food on the table, but we're doing great, sending billions to Ukraine and other countries, throwing money at migrants while ignoring our own citizens. Everything is just fantastic.
The Republican Party is pretty obviously picking their guy as well, also an old guy who, for example, cannot say the word Venezuela and who has no idea who is the current president of the United States.
This is what they got.
Currently riding high on his party's abortion bans and measles-curious virological denialist free associating, he's trying to warm
the American people up to the idea of just a little bit of dictatorship from him.
The irony's thick.
And he's getting us ready to, start building camps to hold millions because his advisors say the deportations start at noon on day one.
You don't have to convince me. I'm already voting for him.
The courts are not going to help. The law will be a sidebar to the main decision.
The law is the law, whether you agree with it or not.
You will make this decision. The only way this decision will be made is by you picking one.
Democracy.
By you volunteering and donating and campaigning and deciding it matters enough to you to not only vote, but to help your candidate try to win.
And that means you too, Republicans, Independents, right-of-center Democrats, Libertarians, anyone who doesn't want to see another 4 years of the disaster of Obama 4.0.
The Republican Party really, really is amazing right now.
Thanks to your abysmal policies over the last 3 years.
But the only thing that will stop them is Democrats winning instead.
This is a valid point to remember. The Democrats are coming out en masse in November to not vote for Biden, but to vote against Trump. We must do the same. We have to galvanize behind Trump or whoever the Republican nominee is going to be. And I don't care if you don't like him personally. This is not a high school popularity contest unless you want another 4 years of this disaster, after which there's no coming back. Get out there and vote in November. Help, volunteer, do whatever you can because we have no choice. We've got to win this one.